Hello everyone, and now we're going to talk about what happens after you run a drill. We've actually used Quora Extractor and we've run a simple query automating your process of bringing back questions for the word business coaching. And you can also do synonyms, which we teach you how to do in the Kraken and the last keyword tool application. We are very big on synonymic sets in order to create a theme cluster, but I digress. So we begin with business coaching, and what's going to happen is it's going to be downloaded, the files and spreadsheets on your desktop as we showed you before. Let's go ahead and look at that file on a desktop. It'll be in a folder called ISDNA Quora Projects. That's related to our ISDNA. That's our industry solution. This is the ISDNA. Sounds like a complicated abbreviation, but it really is very, very important for the base of your overall business strategy. And this is a business strategy that we call the perpetual lead magnet machine. And we talk about it in some of our other courses that are not part of the Quora course. But I do feel, because I want you to succeed in business, and I really want you to understand that there is, many of you taking this course have been searching for a holy grail of passive income, and you're never going to attain that holy grail if you don't include a system of stackable business principles and automate that process of business. And this is called a system. And the ISDNA process, that's the industry solution that you're involved in with Quora right here, is so core to your primary business model that we built a whole course on it, and it's called the ISDNA, or the industry solution. It's also called the innovator's dilemma, and we talk more about that in other courses, but you don't need that course to succeed with this. But I just want you to succeed so badly that I want you to understand how questions are the answer, and our questions and innovations drive entire industries, whether they be niches in the Warriors Forum or multinational corporations. Now, when you open that ISDNA folder, you're going to see several folders that I've drilled into before. Okay, I was doing some testing before we launched the software. And just go into the business coaching project, and then it's going to have the ISDNA Quora questions, and you're going to open this up, and it's going to be delivered as you see it right here. Business coaching questions and topics, business coaching top answers and authors, and Quora opportunities. I'm going to explain each one of these one at a time. The Quora opportunities are in the event that you use the software with multiple keywords at the same time inside the following area. For example, when you're using the software and you put, say, a whole list of keywords in there, which I'm going to show you in the upcoming videos. In the event that Quora brings back 0 questions, we consider that an opportunity, because you can always add a question in Quora. If I'm to show you that, an example would be, let's just go into Quora. Let's say we do business coaching ethics. Okay, assuming that no keywords come back with business coaching ethics, which they have not. Okay, they have ethical business and the rest, but no business coaching ethics. You can always add the question. See the add the question button? Quora considers it completely legal, and they even encourage you to add questions. Of course, it's a huge opportunity for marketers to abuse the privilege, but again, you won't get any upvotes or market following or huge page rank or decent traffic or social integration if you ask dumb questions just simply so you can stick a link in there. I do not recommend that, because you get so much more leverage when you actually ask an intelligent question and point that back to a site that answers the rest of the question in full. Okay, so I just want to let you know that that is what we mean when we're talking about Quora opportunities. Okay, that means opportunities for you to add your own question. Then there's the business coaching Quora top answers. What we bring back on this one is a list of the authors who have provided you with the questions that are matching your keywords. Okay, in this case, our keyword, as you already know, is business coaching. Okay, so the top and most important, perhaps, is the business coaching Quora question and topics. This is what pulls back the questions that are directly connected to your keyword, business coaching. Okay, I'm going to open this file because I pre-sorted this a little bit for you. And you can open it up in whatever Excel file folder you have. You can use Word, you can use OpenOffice, doesn't really matter. OpenOffice is a free service that you can use from Microsoft Sun Microsystems that has a Excel spreadsheet. If you can't afford Microsoft Excel, some of you I know are on the beginning side. You're still determining what software you can utilize and buy and purchase. You don't have to pay for Microsoft Office if you don't have the money to do so. Use something called OpenOffice. Just Google it. Okay? I've already shown you that it's pulled back about 37 questions. And what I wanted to bring your attention to is that it brings it back sorted in. You actually have to sort this. It doesn't. I have to correct myself there. It doesn't bring it back sorted. All you have to do is use your Excel spreadsheet sort and filter function, and that will sort this in ascending or descending order if you want to. You don't have to. And what this is, this column, is the number of people that have viewed that question. Okay, to show that to you again, take a look at the question, business coaching. We'll come down and look at when does hot business coaching impact employees. If you go over to that question, just surf right on over to it. See the question is a page rank 1, and it's been viewed about 145 times. Now, if you have a great product or service that's tied to this issue, you got to understand that 145, let me put this in perspective here, that 145 might as well be, when you're doing keyword research, be 145,000. You have to go an order of magnitude. When you get down to the question level or the ISDNA level, you might as well multiply all the things that you think you know about keywords and searches to times 10 or times 1,000, because you have people who are specifically asking you a specific question about the keyword theme that makes up your ISDNA or your business. Okay, so hopefully that makes things a little bit more clear. It'll start to gel as you come along. Also, keep in mind that you can always check the related questions. Quora Extractor brings back as many related questions as it possibly can on a topic. So sometimes they're polysyms, like sports coaching is obviously a polysym to business coaching, but they both contain the word coaching, so you would just sort those out. Okay, let's go ahead and look back what we're looking at. I've gone ahead and created some gray, I've greened out some topics. You can see there's 25 views for the question, as a coach or consultant, what are your biggest problems or setbacks? How nice would that be to have that in your blog, where you've got a nice response with a link back to Quora, or embedded in a Storify story, or better yet, a video that you've created that answers some provides some helpful insights into that, or as a coach or consultant, what are your biggest problems or setbacks? Perhaps you just get honest about what your setbacks are, but you always close your video with a call to action. And right in the video, you can even say, click the link below in the description column, go to my site where I help you avoid the biggest mistakes, so on and so forth. Okay. Now that's only got 25 views right now, but as soon as it goes on your blog, those views could go up if they find the Quora thing, the Quora question. Here's 115 views. How can you evaluate the value of coaching, consulting, and training? That might be a great question that you would use if you've got a coaching evaluation system, like one of my friends has, to determine whether or not somebody's cut out to be a coach. Okay, this is a great system that he uses and sells. That would be a perfect question for him, and it doesn't have a ton of momentum. It's only got 115 views, but you know, that's still worth. Remember I said you multiply things by a power of 10 or 100, depending upon the size of the market and the value of your product. Keep advised that anytime you can just roll over on the spreadsheet. Okay, let's go over to how can you evaluate coaching or training, and you can see that it's in the coaching. You can see which category it was pulled from in Quora, which is entrepreneurship, and you can go further over into your spreadsheet. If you want to, you can go right to the link. Okay, all you got to do is pull that out and go to Quora. Just take that truncated URL, just put it right in there, and it'll take you right to the question. We are going to add some links in the spreadsheet that will just click on the link. It'll take you right there. I know that'd be a lot easier. This is only the beta, or the, not beta, but the first version. You can see that this has been viewed 115 times. Okay, but what excites me about this is the order of magnitude of this question and the fact that nobody has inserted a video or an audio into this question with a link back to their site, or better yet, a YouTube video and a link back to their site. Okay, this is powerful stuff that you can use. Okay, let's go ahead and go back. It's like a kid in a candy shop if you're an expert, or you're building an expert empire. Let's go back and look at some other things. Okay, if you go back to what are the best coaches, business coaches working in Spain, that's local or Spain specific. But you can also see that that is located in the executive coaching topic. These are all topics that are available for you. And these topic lists come back because these might be related lists that don't have the word business coaching in them, but they might be related, and you might drill into them later on using both Kraken and Quora Extractor. What are the best schools in coaching in Israel? That's a local thing. Training, coaching. Here's another one. Training or coaching, what are the more effective for your clients? Okay, training or coaching, and that begs the question. That's almost an essay, a frequently asked question to a should ask question, which is a method used by our students to develop your keyword research list for your ultimate ISDNA creation. So this is powerful stuff, folks. And you can see that you've only drilled into one keyword. I'm just using a few of these as an example what you can bring back. A lot of the times you'll find gold drilling into coaching, or multiple keywords. I'm only showing you one keyword so that it'll keep you very clearly organized within this topic. There's nothing from stopping us from next time we use Quora Extractor, we're going to start looking at some of these sections, and you can look at these sideways keywords or these tangent themes based on let me just show you here, what you can tell based on the categories that they're actually in. You might want to start taking some of these keywords, like for example, small business coaching, leadership training. That might be relative to your market. So what you're actually also able to pull from this is what at ThemesZoom we call pulsims and synonyms. Specifically synonyms, because great leadership qualities right here is an entire category that's required for coaches, and it's very important for people to begin to find different ways of saying the same thing in their market. For example, career coach, CE coaching, CEO coaching. These are all terms that you can use. Okay? I like to jot all these on a different piece of paper and start pulling them back. Okay? So if I see something that I'm very interested in that I want to do another drill, I'll just take CEO coaching. I can do life coaching. And don't forget, there's nothing stopping you from just doing, whoops, let me spell that right. On the next run, I'm going to show you an advanced use of QuoraBot. I'm just going to type in the word coaching by itself. That's going to bring back everything with coaching in it. Okay, here's executive. These are all things that I learned just from drilling into these questions. Okay, you can see all the categories. The categories, or the vertical categories related to your drill into business coaching, should be of great importance to you, because you're able to see what vertical concepts are related to your business. Now, if you already know what business you're in, and you're not just building if you were building a master website on all things coaching, then you could pull everything in. You could get very specific about all of these. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do another drill. I'm going to show you a fancy move that you can use. Okay, this is for ThemesZoom users only. You can just crack open Kraken, and you can pull back these synonyms right away. Let's go ahead and do that. For those of you who do not have the Kraken application, you don't have to use it. You can just bring them in by hand. And Kraken, for our advanced users, has an automatic synonym finder and a vertical market finder. So you could actually take business coaching, if you wanted to, and you could submit it right there in business coaching. And Kraken's going to go out to the internet and bring you back all of the synonyms that Google thinks are important. And what they're bringing back is very important, because we know there's money tied to it usually. Okay, So what Kraken is telling you, which is our natural language processing application, is that you need to start searching Quora for executive coaching, business coaches, business coach. Okay, that's probably redundant, but that's okay. Just throw it in there. And also they bring back coaching by itself. I would probably, if I was drilling in Kraken, I'd probably get rid of business. Okay. I would also bring back business mentoring. That's an important synonym that it brings back. That's going to be worth money. And go ahead and get rid of these. You want the larger terms. Executive coaching, we already have. And executive coaching with a space, we delineate here. And then the word coaching. I do that pretty much every time to determine where, because I already know that the way that Kraken draws things is from the search engines, and then I'll take them back over to Quora. Okay, let's go ahead and just take those as is. Okay, and I'll do a new drill. Except this time, I'm going to do what Kraken gave me. This is how I start all of my drills. Okay, business coaches. And I might do coaching by itself as well. I want to see how the bot will bring back all of these. Okay, I'll go ahead and delete everything in this column. And it should recache. I'm just going to go ahead and click run again. Oh, be sure to change the name of your project. Let me pause that here. Let me stop that. Do that again. Change the name of your project. Business Coaching Project. We'll just call this Business Coaching Project 2. I believe that it will save it as its own project name, so that's fine. Just click run. If, for example, you duplicated the name of the project, I believe it automatically creates a folder for you. But just in case that's not coded here, I'm going to go ahead and rename it. That'll be coded shortly if it's not already, so that you don't have any problem overwriting anything. Okay, and what's going to happen now, it's going to ask you the same questions before, except this time, instead of just drilling into one term, it's going to drill into all of them. All right, and it's going to pop up the same question. Make sure that you've actually drilled in to Quora. I mean that you've drilled into, you've put your correct username and password in Quora. And while this is happening, again, this is only for Kraken users. Kraken is not required for your success. All of you beginners, this is where you're going to be heading long term, is to be drilling into market using massive machinery like Kraken, very powerful machinery. I'm going to go ahead and click continue and let Kraken do its rocking and rolling. Why? While I'm drilling into Quora for my ISDNA. Okay? You're going to get this thing that comes up. Please make sure your username and password are correct. Okay, and then it's going to go ahead and run on its own. And I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to pull all of the files that have been downloaded to the desktop, and I'm going to start looking through for some valuable questions. Okay, and that's going to be a great demonstration of something that I use as a project for clients that I have. I'm going to do another drill for something in the industry that I'm already an expert in. And I'm going to start answering some questions on curation. I'm going to show you a little bit. I'm going to give you a couple tips about how I use Quora. And I'm going to try to keep the course very basic, because for anyone taking this course that doesn't have experience in my Curation Profits course and how to curate content, I might give you a sneak peek in how I use Scoopit and Storify and the rest in conjunction with Quora, but I'm not going to get too complicated in all that. If you're interested in how all those work together, you might be interested in going over and taking the Curation Profits course, but you don't need it to succeed. You don't need the software to succeed, like Kraken as well. All right? So you can see already in this drill that let's go ahead and take a look at it here. Filter list counts 11 already. Questions to drill. Okay. So it's going to start drilling into all this now in Quora. And when we come back, we'll go ahead and see what it came back with. I'll see you in the next video.